it's easy to sell chai, but it might not be easy to make money from chai.
Exactly.
I think that's the difference, right?
Not money which we needed.
Exactly.
Money you can obviously earn money by selling tea, but not in the scale which we wanted. So
you guys kind of sat down and thought, let's think of a business plan here.
it was very swift planning. It was not a detailed plan. It's not like we sat with the paper and pen and a drawing board. Just we gone with the flow. It was like, just do it. Let's do it. We'll see later on how it is going to be. We'll take care of it. So Anand got 3 lakh rupees after the bifurcation of the business. So he got 3 lakh rupees. We started with that. And my father didn't knew about it.
Oh.
He had no idea that I left UPSC examination. I switched from Delhi to Indore. He had no idea.
He thought you're still in Delhi.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And he used to send me money, the regular expenditures. So it was really, really tough because the rentals are already paid in Delhi, and I was started living in Indore now. So it was very difficult to hide it from my father. And my father was very much stringent about this, that you are going for UPSC preparation and you dare not come back without clearing the examination.
How did you feel sort of defying his rules and expectations and doing something that was very, this is very disobedient behavior, right? You're doing something which part of you, your heart would feel like this is the right thing to do for my friend and also for my passion. But on the other side, you would be feeling like this is, I'm really doing something that's against my parents' wishes.
I was not sorry at all, but I was very much scared.
Yeah. It's a good way of putting it.
I was very much scared because, I always call this term, all the liberal family, there is a daddy, there is a father who's very liberal and very cool. But whereas in our society, we call him Baap.
What's Baap?
Baap is a father who's very strict. And, he conveys his emotion through his shoe. So that's what happened. And I was very much scared. But see, this was the only thing which I had left with. Because UPSC needs very much determination, discipline and consistency. And I was following none. So I understood eventually that it is not my cup of tea. Let's sell tea. So
you've practiced that in the mirror a couple of times. But no, I love this because I feel like a lot of people, a lot of Indian young sort of wannabe entrepreneurs, the courage that you had, right, to actually go and do something, pursue your own passion and say, you know what, this dream that my parents have for me is not going to work out and I want to do something for myself. I feel like just that step is literally the hardest part in a way, right? The business will happen. You just have to start. But just taking that step and leaving Delhi or whatever city it is for any young person watching this video, and doing your own thing, I think that's really a challenging step to take.
It is indeed. See, you getting money from your parents' side. They are paying for everything, for your education, for your... In Indian society, parents pay till wedding and even after wedding. So, most of the child is living in the comfort zone almost all this time. So, stepping out of the comfort zone is a task.
Yeah. And also, I think the thing that people don't look at because you're now successful is what if you failed, right? Now you've disobeyed your parents. You've basically destroyed all of the opportunities that you had on that safe, comfortable track. And you've pursued something that's very risky. Your parents would call it irresponsible, right? And fortunately now, your parents, I'm sure they're very happy that you made this decision. But if you had failed, this is what a lot of people would say, right? The naysayers, oh, no, he got lucky, or he did it, but I can't do it because if I fail, then my life will fall apart. But you had that same thought going through your head, I'm sure, that, if this fails, what's going to happen to me?
So, I really learned this fact that unless until you try, you're not going to make it. So you have to try and you have to test and try to understand where you really placed. I mean, at what place you are good. So you have to keep trying until you make it. You have to take the calculated risk. It's not like you have to burn all the assets and all the capitals you have and all the opportunities you have. You just have to try swiftly, and you have to done the trial and error until and unless you make it.
Yeah.
It was very risky for me as well, but I was sure that what is the maximum thing a parents can do. But he can just use his shoe.
I was gonna say, yeah, he can pick the shoe.
That is the only thing. But your parents never want a bad thing for his child. They always pray good and want good for his child. It's just they do not know what is good for his career. So you have to educate it, or else you have to prove it by doing trial and error.
Okay, so you guys have this 3 lakh rupees to play with, not much money to play with. What did you do? How did you what was the first sort of step that you guys took to setting up your first location?
So we started hunting for a location because we were going for an offline setup. So the first need was to find out a location, a shop to open a cafe. So we found out a cafe near to a girls' hostel. So it was a breakthrough because we thought, and if we are able to fetch the girls crowd, and boys will automatically fall in.
Was this something that you saw someone else doing, or this was just an insight that you guys came up with?
And we never saw somebody doing it, but we know that how the society works. that is the attraction policy of the God, you know. So it is something very natural, and we know it, and we have seen it. So it happened.
So you go to this PG, this hostel for girls, and you approach the people who are running it, and you say, hey, like, we're thinking to set up some chai place in your building. Are you okay with it? And they just said yes?
It was a cement go down there. And they were quite a rich landlord. And we asked for the shop there, and they said, we are ready to give, but on the premium. So we took it on the premium.
Okay. Because you're quite young at this point, right? You're 23, was it?
Yes.
Yeah. So they must have looked at you and said, like, are you serious? Like, you want to...
And we were 7-8 people went for the rent agreements, because all were the friends, and we didn't knew what to read in the rent agreement. So all had a partial knowledge of the rent agreement. So we all went and started reading the rent agreements by one. Everybody was confused, but we thought, let's go and sign it. So we started taking risk. We used to take risk. I don't know why, but touch wood that we took the risk.
Yeah, definitely. And then it all worked out.
Yes, it worked out.
So your rent, your security deposit, like how much of your money was already gone on that first day?
Oh my God. So we were facing the cash burn in the very initial days, because we had 3 lakh rupees, and for the student 3 lakh rupees was huge amount. But we didn't knew that for market it's not. Market needs more money. And for 3 lakh rupees, we thought how to do it. We have seen the amazing hoardings, and we dreamt of using that hoardings in our outlets. You know, the all the glossy functional letters. So we thought of using that. But once we jumped in the market, we asked the rates of that hoarding. That was even more than the amount which we had. So we had nothing at that time. So we used a wooden cut and jot down our name, Chai Sutta Bar, with a watercolor in it, and hung on a roof.
It was like a piece of wood?
Yes, a piece of wood.
Oh, okay.
And it was, I think we didn't even use that piece of wood for 1.5 months. But people started, calling us with the gumnaam chaiwallah. Gumnaam means no name. There's no name tea shop. So we started this name. And
that's interesting that at first it was a no-name chai shop. And then you kind of came up with the name. What was the reason why you called it Chai Sutta Bar? Because Sutta is like smoke, right?
Yeah.
Was
So,
it because like at that time anyone could sort of smoke there as well?
Yes, sutta means smoke, but it just rhymed, and we wanted to, our TG were students from the very beginning, and we really wanted to grab the attention of these people. So we really thought that this word of name will definitely do what we want to do. And we, onto the contrary, we never sold out cigarette from our counters, never, and nor we allow anyone to smoke in our premises.
Oh,
And
wow.
We do a anti-smoking campaign.
Wow.
But it's just a name,
Does it
just to inculcate the curiosity in the people's mind. What is this? Let's go and have a look. And once the customers step into your counter, then your work starts. Then you started doing your work, like selling your product and doing the retention game.
Yeah. Wow, that's really interesting. Is there any part of you that kind of now looking back, maybe you're like, oh, like, did we really should we have put that smoke word in the name, or,
It's a pain indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. Sometimes even for me, like backstage with millionaires, I'm like, like this name is hard to pronounce. Sometimes people think we're saying millennials instead of millionaires.
Yeah.
You get stuck with your name.
Yes, but it helps in another way because it's a different.
True. And it does CSB as well. It really has a nice
sticks.
Yeah, it has a nice ring to it.
Yeah.